Seated. Cross-examination.
Mr. Depp hasn't looked at you once this entire trial, has he?
Not that I've noticed, no.
You know exactly why Mr. Depp won't look back at you, don't you?
I do.
Here we go!
But you sent this picture to one of your friends, didn't you?
I don't recall.
Sir, does this refresh your recollection that you did in fact send this picture?
Yes, I did.
Sitting here today, you have not donated, not pledged, donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity.
I use pledge and donation synonymous with one another.
But I don't. Miss Heard.
Do you understand? You are literally like a pair of headphones when you put them in your pocket. The detangling, the exhaustion.
I have never wanted to be seen as a victim.
Oh, hi there. Hello, hello, hi. It's my face again. Swoop! 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 Okay, so we are once again jumping straight into this Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial, and we're going to dig specifically into Amber Heard's cross-examination, which just happened, and whoo child, is it a mess. Out of all of the cases that I have covered, I have never seen someone self-destruct the way Amber did on the stand today. And so you know how we do. I dug up a few more court documents, transcripts, evidence, all of it, and we're gonna take a deeper look at what happened today. Now, there were a lot of inconsistencies in her testimony, which I will break down in another video, but today we're going to focus on the area of the most lies and where I believe she may have tanked her credibility and lost this case. Okay, we gonna get deep in it like Machine Gun Kelly in my nightmares, okay? Now, if you like this video, please check out my series and consider supporting me on Patreon. I will put a link to Patreon in the description, as well as the tip jar, which a lot of you have been kindly asking for. It's all there in the description. Also, if you're seeing me for the first time, hi. I make documentaries and short films on unsolved cases, true crime, and social media influencers who abuse their power and manipulate audiences because, as I always say, it's not drama, it's dangerous. And we also dig deeper into the root psychology, and sometimes we take it to Petty University, okay? Professor Petty is here, class is in session, because I can't with some of these hoes, y'all. And yes, quick sidebar, new Petty University merch, the spring summer collection is coming very soon. And just so you know, the first launch, the flagship freshman collection, will be going away. I'm just saying. Now, I have mentioned before, but y'all know that typically my docs involve like a ton of time and research and video clips and heavy production, which means they take a lot of time. But this month for this case, I am breaking it down and doing the research with y'all, like in real time, so that I can cover more topics while it's fresh, and then I'll compile like the most critical findings for a full documentary after the verdict. And finally, real quick, and then we're gonna dive right in, I want to give a huge thank you to today's sponsor, and thank you to you. Like, our community is honestly the best, and I just love y'all so much. I don't know about y'all, but I suck at cooking, okay? There, I said it. But I also don't have time for it all, like going to the grocery store, meal prepping, like all of it. And then I get in these food ruts where I only eat the same couple of things and like, ugh. Which is why HelloFresh is literally a game changer, and I've been using their service for a year now. HelloFresh is the best meal kit that delivers absolutely delicious foods, step-by-step recipes, and fresh pre-measured ingredients ready to go right to your door. Honestly, the pre-portioned ingredients save me so much prep time and cut way down on food waste, saving me that money. And everything is customizable with HelloFresh's new Hello Custom offerings, where you can swap out one protein or side for another, add protein to veggie dishes, and the food is seriously so delicious. Like, I cooked the most amazing meatballs with bulgogi sauce, roasted carrots, and ginger rice one night, and buffalo spiced crispy chicken with mashed potatoes, green beans, and honey drizzle the next. I cooked that. Me, Chef Boyar Bernadish, cooked that, okay? Whoo child, who could believe it? Now, HelloFresh offers veggie, pescatarian, and fit and wholesome meals to meet your goals. You can also easily adjust your plan and meal size week to week, which means more choices just for you. HelloFresh is up to 72% cheaper than eating out, and let me tell you, my wallet thanks me every night before bed, okay? It's the details for me, and the delicious food for me. So if you want the joy of not having to think about your meals and skipping the grocery store, go to HelloFresh.com and use code SWOOP16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts. Oh, we love gifts. So go to HelloFresh.com and use code SWOOP16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts, and treat yourself, honey. Okay, back to the doc. Okay, so we are gonna take a look at Amber's first day of cross-examination, and honey, now for legal clarification, everything I talk about is alleged. And just for context, because I personally believe we all have bias just based on life experiences, right? And I personally have survivor bias in that I have lived through DV, IPV, and SA, and I do not believe there is such a thing as a perfect victim or perfect abuser. I think there are many blurred lines in this trial, and even though there is overwhelming recorded evidence of Amber Heard abusing Johnny Depp, I don't believe he's a saint, right? I just want to be mindful of not inadvertently invalidating any instances of abuse, because that would be shitty. Ultimately, I think it'll come down to who initiated the abuse and what might be reactive, and I do want to hear all of the evidence to be fair, and I will offer my thoughts at the end of this talk. So, like Harry Styles and watermelon sugar, let's dive in.
Mr. Depp hasn't looked at you once this entire trial, has he?
Not that I've noticed, no.
You know exactly why Mr. Depp won't look back at you, don't you?
I do.
So we're gonna pick up right where Amber finished direct with her attorney, and now we're going to cross-examination with attorney Camille Vasquez.
All right, thank you.
Whew, that is a look.
Be seated. Cross-examination.
Okay, so we've got attorney on Johnny Depp's side, Camille Vasquez, is going to be handling the cross-examination. Now, I didn't know ahead of time that she was going to be doing the cross-examination, but I promise you, the moment that I saw that she was being planted right next to Johnny from like very early on in the trial, I knew she was going to be the one handling the cross. There has been like this internet rumor and speculation that Camille Vasquez and Johnny Depp have like this forbidden love affair romance thing. I always find this type of stuff fascinating. I mean, like, look, like there has been like all of these montages as you see of like them interacting with each other. Like, look, they're touching each other, touching on the arm, stroking the arm, like flirtatious gestures, leaning into each other. You know, it's just, it's so easy to craft this narrative then like, oh, there might be something there. Maybe there's a little energy going on. So my theory was, because I firmly believe and understand that everything or nearly everything when it comes to trial, especially high profile cases like this, everything is thought out. Everything is planned out, from the outfits, the wardrobe, the makeup, the way that they handle themselves in their testimony, who is placed next to them. It's all like a PR thing, right? They literally have people who are hired to come in and sit down with the defendant or the plaintiff or a witness and like guide them through and coach them through their testimony and how they should deliver it, and the pacing and how to craft a story with whatever it is that they are telling. So literally every detail. As soon as I saw like these interactions and people thinking that there's like a love interest here, I immediately thought that this was something that could be by design. Because think about it, right? You have this young, successful, beautiful woman who is sitting next to Johnny, and she's clearly not afraid of Johnny, right? This whole trial, while it's defamation, is drudging up all types of allegations of abuse. So if you have this young woman comparable age to Amber, that's giving the impression that Johnny is safe to be around for women, that he is safe, he is reliable, he is trustworthy, you know what I mean? That I don't think that this is a mistake. They know that the cameras are on them, they know that people are going to pick up on this chemistry between them. If there is chemistry, it could all be acted, but they know that it creates a whole other narrative and detracts from, you know, some of the allegations that Amber is making. I think that this just makes people feel more endeared to Johnny. Look at that, she's going out of her way, bypassing everyone just to say goodbye and get, oh, okay, okay. I don't know, either there is something going on there, or this is all for the cameras and it helps him be a little more likable. I would not put it past any PR team to be crafting this narrative. Okay, here is where the train, instead of pulling into the station for Amber, it is just a colossal train wreck. This is what everyone has been talking about. This is all about the settlement. Let's dig right into this.
You settled your divorce from Mr. Depp in August of 2016, right?
That sounds right.
And in connection with that settlement, you received $7 million from Mr. Depp. True?
That's correct.
And then
6.8 exactly.
Your settlement amount was $7 million.
That's correct.
Is it 6.8 or is it 7? It cannot be both. Which one is it?
And then you released a statement in which you claimed you would be donating the entire $7 million to charity, right?
That's correct.
And her releasing that statement was a violation of the NDA surrounding the settlement. Keep that in mind.
You stated you would be donating half of the $7 million to the ACLU.
That's correct.
And you would be donating the other half to Children's Hospital of Los Angeles.
That is correct.
And you also stated, with respect to the $7 million divorce settlement, that money played no role except for the extent that you could donate the money to charity.
Yes, that's.
And notice that Amber is very intent here, wants to make that eye contact with the jury when she's talking about, yes, I'm donating $3.5 million to Children's Hospital. And
we could please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1259.
This is gonna get so ugly. This is a crucial moment in
This is an article entitled, Amber Heard Donates Johnny Depp Divorce Settlement to Charity. Is that correct?
That's what the title says, yes.
As described in the restraining order and divorce settlement, money played no role for me personally and never has, except to the extent that I could donate it to charity, and in doing so, hopefully help those less able to defend themselves.
I know, we know from public records that this is a lie, essentially, or at least there is very conflicting information out there in that we do know that when Amber filed the divorce on Wednesday, the 21st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, the 24th, Amber's attorney had sent notice, had sent a letter to Johnny Depp, and what they were stating was they wanted money. Like, here is the letter that was sent, and look at the demands that were made. In addition, we are requesting on Amber's behalf the following: appropriate pendente light support, which is money, exclusive use and possession of the black Range Rover, the vehicle she is currently driving, with Johnny to continue to make all payments for any encumbrances thereon, exclusive use and possession of the Broadway penthouses, this is the Eastern Columbia building. She wanted numbers 1, 3, and 5, with Johnny to continue to pay mortgage, utilities, etc. associated therewith, and a contribution towards her reasonable and necessary attorney's fees in the amount of $100,000 and $25,000 for forensic accounting costs to be paid to my firm by close of business on May 27th, 2016, giving him just about 2 days to meet these demands, and it was on May 27th that she filed the TRO once he did not. So it's interesting to make the claims that she wanted nothing.
Well, more power to you, because that's something that I've never heard of.
I wanted nothing.
But demanded this. Amber is saying here that money played no role in anything. I personally think that that's a lie. I personally think that there are documents and evidence to show that money was very much a part of the conversation. If she didn't want money, if that was not an issue to her at all, then there would be no money in the settlement. You would just be like, no, 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 Johnny, I don't need your money. I don't want your money. Keep your money. Or she would have just said, don't give me the money, just donate it directly to these charities in my honor or something, but she did not do that.
As reported in the media, the amount received in the divorce was $7 million, and $7 million is being donated.
It's the virtue signaling for me. Amber did not need to make this public statement. Amber chose to make this public statement to convey herself in a certain light, to get, you know, the public to think, oh, what a good charitable woman. There's no part of me that thinks that this was not virtue signaling, and that set all of this in motion. This is so important to the trial, I think.
Mr. Depp donated $100,000 of the divorce settlement directly to the ACLU, is that right?
Right at the beginning of the divorce settlement, he donated $100,000 to each charity on my behalf, or towards my contribution.
And in response, you publicly demanded that Mr. Depp pay the divorce settlement directly to you instead.
That was always the agreement, actually, is for him to pay me directly. It was not his money as per the settlement agreement.
Problem is, you already violated the settlement agreement by talking about the terms of the settlement and by going public with how much money and the terms. So
I said if he wants to do it and give to charity all of a sudden, then he should pay the correct amount and not try to get a big tax break for it. So effectively for his tax bracket, he should be paying double that amount.
she goes into this thing about trying to justify demanding that, you know, once Johnny bypassed her, that he needed to pay double the amount because if he paid $7 million total to the charities, he's going to write off half of that on his taxes. So I did a little digging into this. It's a lot. In general, you can deduct up to 60% of your adjusted gross income via charitable donations, but you may be limited to 20, 30, or 50% depending on the type of contribution. So I was like, okay, well, where is Amber getting this information about how much Johnny Depp should be donating to equal actually $7 million out of his pocket? How does she come up with double? And I pulled up the charitable contributions, and child, listen, okay, there's only so much patience that I have to go through all of this. It's an interesting defense.
Ultimately, the rest of the $7 million divorce settlement was paid directly to you, right?
Over time, yes.
And Mr. Depp didn't end up paying the rest of the $7 million divorce settlement directly to the charities you identified.
That is correct. He paid them installments to me.
You also publicly stated that the $7 million divorce settlement should be paid to the charities immediately in full, right?
If he wanted to pay it in the way that he was suggesting, yes.
Huh.
And you said publicly that the payments to the charities should not be drawn out over many years, right?
I said that I don't recall the exact words that I used, but basically that he shouldn't use this as a novel interest in getting a tax break, that if he wanted to do that and not pay me the settlement, that was fine, but he would have to pay the adjusted amount.
And that's because you wanted the entire world to think that you were donating every penny of the $7 million divorce settlement as soon as you received it.
No, I was going to be receiving it in installments, and I would be paying in installments.
So it's okay for Amber to pay installments to the charity, but it's not okay for Johnny to pay the same installments that he would have been paying to Amber. It's not okay for him to just make those installments to the charity. Got it.
After this, you kept commenting about the donation of your divorce settlement, right?
I don't know what you mean by that.
You spoke about donating your divorce settlement on a Danish TV show, correct? If we could please play Plaintiff's Exhibit 346, which is a portion of your appearance on this program.
To refresh your
We
memory.
would ask that
$7 million in total was donated to, I split it between the ACLU and Children's Hospital of Los Angeles.
ACLU is a human rights organization.
Sorry, ACLU is a prominent organization, nonprofit organization in the United States. Yeah. It's called the American Civil Liberties Union, and
well, more power to you, because that's something that I've never heard
I wanted nothing.
I wanted nothing, but I want to rewind it really quick.
$7 million in total was donated to.
$7 million in total was donated. Donated meaning the money has left her wallet and it is now in both of the charities' pockets. It is paid in full. Donated implies paid in full. She said this on this show. We're about to find out that that is a lie.
this interview was in October of 2018, right, Ms. Heard?
I don't recall when it was.
The $7 million divorce settlement was paid to you in full by February of 2018, right?
That's correct.
Paid in full February 2018. And then lo and behold, on December 18th, so a month after, she said on the Dutch show that it was all paid to charity. She then comes out a month later with the op-ed piece. This timeline is really important, so just to lay it out for you, June 18, Johnny Depp sues over the Sun headline. December 2018, she publishes the op-ed. March 2019, this is going to be very important, Johnny Depp sues Amber Heard. This is when he filed the suit. So
This is a deal point memorandum from your divorce settlement.
oh
right,
yes,
Ms. Heard?
we like deal point
Yes,
memorandums.
If we go down to the bottom of page 4,
So it says, in addition to and in consideration for all of the above, Johnny shall pay to Amber the sum of $7 million, not $6.8 million. I don't know why she said that. $1 million by November 2016, $1 million February 2017. These payments
the
were
final
all
payment
made to
of
her.
$2.3 million is on February 1st, 2018, right?
The final payment, yes.
So that's when Amber got all of the money. All the money had been paid by that date, February 1st, 2018.
So back to October of 2018. This was before Mr. Depp sued you for defamation, correct?
Yes.
Yes, that's correct.
So in October of 2018, you had received your entire $7 million divorce settlement.
Yes.
You agree with me?
That is correct.
So in this October 2018 interview, you said that you had, quote, donated.
There she goes. That a girl, Camille. I was wondering if that question was coming. She got him. Got him.
Your entire divorce settlement to charity, right?
That's correct.
And that is a lie. It's not true. It is not true.
And in fact, your exact words were, quote, $7 million in total was donated to,
there it
split
is.
it between the ACLU and the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles.
There it is.
Right?
That's correct. I made that statement as soon as I got a divorce and we reached the settlement. That's when I pledged it, right then.
Pledged. Oh, this is gonna get so bad.
You say this because you, quote, wanted nothing, end quote.
That is correct.
But you hadn't donated your entire $7 million settlement to charity at that point, had you?
That's incorrect.
No. Okay, that is a lie. That is a lie. That is a lie. That is a lie. To this day, the moment that I'm literally filming this right now, the moment that Amber is sitting right there, to this day, Amber still has not paid in full either of those charities. So her saying right there that that is incorrect, that she implying she has paid, is a lie. And I think Camille, you see that laugh real quick when I gotta see Camille's response right there.
That's incorrect.
She can't even, she's like, I can't even believe that you just said that. Dial 1-800-ROAST-A-BITCH. Here we go.
Sitting here today, Ms. Heard, you still haven't donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity.
There it
Isn't
is.
that right?
Incorrect. I pledged the entirety
No.
of the
Ms. Heard,
settlement,
no,
$7
that's
million
not my
to
question.
charity, and I
Heard,
intend to
Ms.
fulfill
Heard,
those obligations.
Ms. Heard.
No, that was not the question. Stop the presses. Okay, you're on the spigot. You're rotating the flame. You cooked. Done. This is bad.
What was
Try
your
to
question?
answer my question. Sitting here today, you have not donated the $7 million, donated, not pledged, donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity.
Boom. Roasted.
I use pledge and donation synonymous with one another. They
But
do
I
the same
don't.
thing.
Ms. Heard,
Camille needs her own hot sauce brand, so I can forever be saying Camille be coming in hot, bitch. We gotta play that again. Okay, roll back the tape.
you have not donated the $7 million, donated, not pledged, donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity.
I use pledge and donation synonymous.
They are not synonymous words. Listen to Camille's response. Look at her face right here. She is about to obliterate.
With one another. They
But
do
I
the same
don't.
thing.
Ms. Heard,
But I don't. I'm telling you, this shit is wild. I'm gonna pull up really quick a little bit of evidence to further the case, Your Honor. Here is the pledge form. This is Amber Heard's actual pledge form to the ACLU. So here we have installment payments of $350,000 that we're gonna be spanning from 2016 all the way through 2025. That was the schedule that she had set up. She has not, we are now in 2022 here. Payments here have not been made. She has not paid these payments. So even when Amber's talking about, well, Johnny could have been late here, blah, 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 I didn't want him to do installments so he could drag it out. This is being dragged out almost 10 years and she has not paid this chunk of payments right in here. And if we go down, there's something else that's just like really like wow, wow, wow. So here, I'll come up all the way up to the top of the pledge form so that you can see. The ACLU says here, thank you for the wonderful gift of $350,000, the first installment of your very generous pledge of $3.5 million. So they're acknowledging that she made her first pledge. This is on 2016. Honored by your votes of confidence, and then they, you know, say some nice words. And if you scroll down here, here's the pledge form. Amber Heard, she's pleased to pledge to make this amount. Here's the $3.5 million over 10 years. Okay, come down here. Here is the pledge form. Okay, we've got $350,000 amounts going in installments over almost 10 years. She made this first payment, and then she has not made any of these payments since. Well, we're not in August yet of 2022, but she has not made any of these payments sense. One payment, one show of good faith, one virtue signal, I don't know what you want to call it, but she is seriously behind. And if she's talking about a pledge is the same as paying, we now have proof that your pledge, aka you trying to say that you paid it, you have not paid it. You have not honored the pledge. And then what's even worse about this whole thing is that Amber is supposed to sign here. A pledge is just another word for promise, right? I pledge to you. It's you saying I make a promise to you, right? It says, by my signature above, I pledge to fulfill this commitment according to the payment schedule shown. I understand I might prepay this at any time. And bitch, them shits is blank, okay? That bitch is a blank ass clean sheet of paper. Not a signature is on there, Your Honor. I call into question all of this. Sorry, I'm getting a little amped up right now because this is, to me, this is such a big moment because this just underscores how the extent that Amber is not only willing to lie and to lie on the stand, but also to double down on it and not concede anything at all. Throw it all in the dumpster. At this point, throw it all in the trash. And again, I did a little more digging outside of the scope of just this settlement. If Amber is saying that she uses synonymously pledge and donated, they do not mean the same thing. That kind of goes along with what I had said in my very first doc when I dissected Johnny Depp's entire testimony, in that there are instances in recordings where Amber uses language, uses words that imply, she used words like stop pushing me, stop poking me, stop pushing me against the wall. And they were all figures of speech in that recording. Johnny wasn't actually physically pushing her or poking her or shoving her against the wall.
I can't believe this.
Please, you're making it worse for me.
Okay, I'm sorry for you.
You're causing me immense stress right now when you walk away like that. There's no reason to be mad.
Well, then say goodbye. I haven't walked away. You're not saying goodbye. You won't let me fucking leave. Let me leave.
Stop rushing me! Stop pushing me in the corner and then poking me with a stick and then saying, why are you saying the words you want me to say? Stop poking me! Stop rushing me! Stop throwing me against the wall! I'm going, what? You don't like that wall? You don't like the fucking wall? Stop pushing me!
And when I analyzed that, it told me that she could be the type of person, in that instance she was, the type of person to use words and phrases that are exaggerated, that are not accurate to what is going on. And so when you consider like Dr. Curry's testimony about Amber potentially having a histrionic personality disorder, borderline personality disorder.
The results of Ms. Heard's evaluation supported 2 diagnoses: borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder. A personality disorder is some sort of dysfunction in those enduring traits. So as opposed to other types of mental illness, when you think about something like depression, that's episodic. It comes and it goes, and when it's treated with medication, it can pretty much be completely mitigated or minimized in a person's life, and their personality is still there, separate from the depression. When we have a personality disorder, there are going to be disturbances in several different areas that are visible in almost all different facets of their life. One of the main tests that I used, she obtained scores that were consistent with those diagnoses, and then I also, there was evidence of those diagnoses in her records and in her self-report.
The histrionic element of exaggerating, being over dramatic and over exaggerating situations, that to me suggests that she overinflates things. So when she says, well, pledge is the same as donation, pledge is a promise. You didn't even sign the promise. Donation means all of those millions of dollars went out of your pocket. So now you are exaggerating what a pledge means. It does not mean millions of dollars came out of your pocket yet, girl. And I think she exaggerates her phrases often. So then if I was in the jury, even if I was wanting to believe her testimony about the alleged incidents of assault and abuse, even if I wanted to believe that, desperately wanted to believe that, I now have reason to think that Amber exaggerates her words and exaggerates situations to make her look either more of a victim or more of a victor, virtue signaling. And then that seems to fall in line with Dr. Curry's assessment that she has histrionic personality disorder. She exaggerates things. This to me is huge. Let's play another example of Amber twisting some words around.
Tell Travis what just happened.
You told me to do it. You told me to. You said, go do that.
I said, no, tell him what just happened.
And I lied.
And that you punched me in the fucking thing. And
you figured it out.
And I watched you lie. And then
I didn't punch you, by the way. I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You know, even a lot of fights been around a long time. I know. Yeah.
No, when you fucking have a close
You didn't get punched. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you. I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
So bad. Again, there's another instance. Johnny very clearly was saying that he got punched, and Amber's saying, I didn't punch you, I hit you. And to her, if you were to take her word for it, her words never seem to mean what they actually are. All of these things say to me that she is overinflating her testimony, and so I have to call into question everything that she has said in her testimony at this point. If you lie once, if you lie a little bit, we're gonna call into question everything that you have said. There was even a letter, I'll see if I can try to find it. There was, I believe it was a letter or an email or something where the ACLU was asking Amber because she had not been making her payments. The ACLU asked her, are you going to fulfill your pledge, or should we just consider this, you know, the $350K that you sent, that's going to be the amount that we get, and it stops there. Like, are you going to make are you making good on this unsigned pledge, or are you not, because you haven't been making those payments?
As of today, you have not paid $3.5 million of your own money to the ACLU. Yes or no?
I have not yet.
So you haven't paid it. You just said you have paid it, and now you said you haven't. And you said them both within the span of 5 minutes.
And as of today, you have not paid $3.5 million of your own money to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, correct?
I have not yet. Johnny sued me.
So as of
so now it's Johnny's fault. You haven't paid it because it's Johnny's fault. You have all of Johnny's money. Johnny's money is now your money, $7 million. But somehow, because he sues you over a year later, he filed a suit over a year after she got the money. Now suddenly that's the reason that you can't pay.
As of today, you have not donated, paid $7 million of your divorce settlement to charity, right?
I have not been able to fulfill those obligations yet.
Why have you not been able to fulfill them when you got the $7 million in your pocket? You haven't been able to fulfill it maybe because you wanted to keep the money? Because you just wanted to virtue signal? This is all very bad.
And that's because you did want something.
I didn't want anything, and I didn't get anything.
You did get! Oh, Camille. She better be saying what I'm saying.
You wanted Mr. Depp's money.
Yes.
Didn't get it, wasn't interested in it.
What do you mean you didn't get it? You got all of the money on February 18th. Whew, child, this woman about to give me a splitting migraine, and I already got a headache.
I loved Johnny, that's why I was with him.
Oh, and then she slips in the I love Johnny. So again, I was doing my best to reserve, you know, that little bit of space to try to be fair. We haven't heard all of the evidence. I was trying to reserve this, like, maybe at least some of Amber's testimony is true. I was trying to hold out of, like, I don't want to invalidate if she has been victimized, but this is scathing, this is damning, and this is pretty gross to me, if I'm quite honest. Especially, you're talking about money for children at this point. You virtue signaled about donating money to children, and then called yourself, you know, the face representing DV, and this is how you behave. These are the things that can harm real victims. Let me take a pause and let's listen to Camille, a smarter mind than mine.
You wanted praise for donating the money, right?
That's incorrect.
The virtue signaling, like I was saying.
You wanted to seem altruistic publicly.
Wasn't my interest.
If it wasn't your interest, then you wouldn't go public with this information. You would simply just make the donations quietly. That's how most people who are making donations make them quietly. They don't disclose the amount. If someone wants to, you know, say I'm making a donation to charity in order to draw attention to that charity, fine. That's perfectly fine. I don't really consider that virtue signaling in most instances. It's good. It can spread the word about the charity. But when you're announcing how much money you're donating, then I start to call into question. It starts to feel a little hairy.
At the time, I was being called a liar and my motives were being questioned.
Well, if you were being called a liar then, take a guess what you're being called now.
You wanted to remind everyone of your claims of domestic violence against Mr. Depp, right?
No, I wanted to move on with my life.
But you wrote the op-ed.
You wanted to be seen, excuse me, as a noble victim of domestic violence,
I have
didn't you?
never wanted to be seen as a victim.
Ooh, the anger, the lowering of the jaw, to peer, you know, beneath the brow, the daggers that Amber is giving right now. She hated the word noble and she very clearly hates the word victim. Now, this can be interpreted in a lot of ways. I do know, again, from my own personal experience, that there are times when I'm not comfortable being referred to as a victim, but it's not something that like makes me angry. I prefer the word survivor most of the time. That's just part of my own healing process, and I think it is for a lot of people to like, okay, yes, I was victimized, I was a victim, and now I'm trying to get over that and just look at it as I have survived this and I am moving beyond and forward. Just to be fair for Amber, that could be a reason why she doesn't want that. She was taking speaking engagements as a, you know, a DV representative, and I think she was getting paid around $30,000 a pop or so so she was profiting off of being a victim, and now she's very angrily, I did not want to be a victim, and that was a dangerous thing for her to say in this trial, because the jury might not understand, well, she could be just wanting to be a powerful woman who overcame. Her saying, I never wanted to be a victim, never wanted to be called a victim, is not the right move in a trial where you are alleging somebody victimized you, because now you're saying you weren't a victim, or you didn't want to be considered a victim. You know what I mean?
You testified under oath that, quote, the entirety of your divorce settlement was donated to charity, end quote, didn't you?
That's correct. I pledged the entirety.
He's still trying to stick to the word pledge. I mean, yeah, the entirety of it was pledged, except it wasn't because you didn't even sign the pledge. So I don't even know what we're talking about. I don't know if Camille's gonna take note of that she didn't sign it, but she didn't sign it. Unless there's some other document that I haven't seen in evidence.
Oh. Ms. Heard, my questions.
Oh, 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 you know how that like that twinge of pain when your mama or like your auntie like ask you a question, they ask you like, did you sneak out of the house last night? And you know that they know you did, and like you're just like, I had a really good basketball practice today. And they're just like, my question. You know you ain't gonna get away with it when Auntie got that look in her eye, okay? She coming at you. Auntie Camille all over this.
You testified under oath, quote, the entirety of your divorce settlement was donated to charity, end quote.
That is correct. I pledged the entirety.
I'm gonna move to strike everything after yes.
Absolutely, Amber is refusing to answer the question, and she's splitting hairs on words that don't even remotely mean the same thing. She's doubling down on it. She's not going to concede at all on this, and I think that is making her look very bad.
This is really inappropriate.
I'll sustain the objection and we'll just move forward.
Thank you.
Let's move forward.
Do you see Amber just like fix her clothes there, because she is just feeling disheveled. She is upset, she's angry, and she's just straightening herself out.
You testified under oath, quote, the entirety of my divorce settlement was donated to charity, end quote. That statement wasn't true.
It is true. I pledged the entirety to charity.
Ugh, this is exhausting.
It is true. I pledged the entirety.
This is such a freaking train wreck. You have had 2016 through almost 2022 to make these payments. This changes the game for me.
I made the pledge. I want to be very clear. I pledged the entirety. I haven't been able to fulfill those pledges because I've been sued.
blaming Johnny. This goes along with, you know, if you're to not believe Amber's testimony about her being the victim, I could see this very easily being abusive behavior, just constantly blaming the victim for anything that goes wrong with the abuser. Oh, here is the ACLU chief counselor's deposition in regards to these pledges.
How much has Ms. Heard paid directly to the ACLU?
That would be $350,000 paid directly.
She has only paid $350,000. There's the ACLU testifying to that right there. Amber is lying.
This is your third witness statement that you submitted in the UK action, right, Ms. Heard?
Correct.
That's your signature, right?
Yes, it is.
Quote, I remained financially independent from him the whole time we were together, and the entire amount of my divorce settlement was donated to charity.
Oh, it's just there is evidence after evidence after evidence after evidence and testimony, the ACLU, the pledge, non-signed, everything saying that Amber has not paid this money, because guess what? She has not paid this money, and Amber is sitting there on the witness stand in this cross-exam claiming that she has paid it. That, to me personally, obliterates essentially all of her testimony at this point. She is going to the greatest lengths to lie here, so I have to question. I have to. Even as a survivor, even as much as that might pain me to question someone who is alleging that they are also a victim, I have to call everything that has come out of her mouth into question. I hate doing that, but that's I don't know what else to do with all of this, you know?
Most of the money that was donated to the ACLU and CHLA in your name came from someone else. Isn't that right?
I don't know what you mean by most of.
Well, at least $500,000 that was donated to the ACLU in your name wasn't paid by you, right?
I believe Elon made a donation in my honor on one of the years.
Yeah, and it didn't come out of your $7 million divorce settlement, right?
No, nor did it count towards my pledge.
Does Elon know that? Did Elon know that his pledge was not counting towards your settlement? Did you just have him make a donation just because? Or did he think that he was helping you out? Let's hear a little bit more ACLU testimony.
How much has been paid indirectly and credited to Ms. Heard?
There was $100,000, which was a check from Johnny Depp. There was a $500,000 payment from a donor-advised fund at Vanguard.
That's Elon Musk.
The $500,000 payment from Vanguard Charitable, she confirmed was a payment on her behalf.
Really got Elon Musk to pay part of her charity donation so that she could, all I can guess, is pocket at least $500,000.
One that we received the $500,000 contribution from, we believe that that is a donor-advised fund that was set up by Elon Musk.
Wow, 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 wow.
And
Camille smiling.
At least $500,000 that was donated to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles in your name wasn't paid by you either.
Right, those were made at the same time.
And it didn't come out of your $7 million divorce settlement.
Nor did it count to my 3.5 obligation.
Wow. Wow, this is such a disaster.
Those $500,000 payments came from your new boyfriend, Elon Musk, right?
I don't know if he was a new boyfriend at the time.
I don't know if he was a new boyfriend at the time.
You got him to pay part of what you promised to these two charities, didn't you?
Incorrect.
Because you wanted to keep at least some of the $7 million divorce settlement for yourself, right?
You're very wrong about that.
So it's one of the two, Amber. Either you're lying or the ACLU is lying about the money that they have on record.
I think this, if Your Honor is
okay,
fine,
you said
this is a good stopping
point. Okay, that's fine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll stop here for the evening.
Hey, I'm telling you, I tweeted this like right after. Camille is about to be the most sought after attorney in the country, on the planet. I have never seen such a demonstration of self-destruction by standing by lies and adding lies upon lies upon lies as I just witnessed with Amber Heard's cross. And this is only the first hour and a half of cross-exam. This completely just destroys her credibility, in my opinion. If you lie about one thing, if you lie about two things, I'm looking, and if they are big lies about money and you say this has nothing to do with money, you're suing for $100 million and you don't care about the money, I'm gonna call into question absolutely everything that she has said. That's personally where I am, but again, I'm willing to listen to the rest of the evidence. I think we should do that. That is our responsibility, to be fair. But right now, I think she just destroyed herself and her whole case. Child, I think it is time for a kitty palate cleanser. Everyone say hi to Pork Chop. Hi, Pork Chop. What is that face? What face you making? A couple of things and then I will share my final thoughts. So first of all, I cannot tell you how freaking excited I am that the new Petty University sophomore collection, the spring summer apparel line, will be available very soon. I am telling y'all, I am obsessed with the new designs. You are going to love them. I can't wait for you to see them. And just a heads up again, the first launch, the freshman collection, will be going away. I'm just saying, if you want to grab anything, get it before it's gone. And as always, please follow me on Instagram and tag me in your outfits so I can repost your Petty University looks. It makes me so freaking happy, okay? Oh, hi. Couple of Twitter shoutouts for my last doc where I deep dive and broke down all of the lies and inconsistencies with Amber Heard's testimony about Australia and what really happened to Johnny Depp's finger. If you haven't seen it, it is linked below. It is wild, child, okay? First shout out goes to Cat Butterfly, who said the fact that she brought up the definite slices Amber Heard would have had on her feet, hands, arms, if what she was stating was true, the audios, the fact Amber Heard did take MDMA, Jerry Judge, the hostage claim, the finger incident, everything. Whoo, child, it was a process digging all of that up, but I am glad that you enjoyed it. Second shout out goes to Empress Circe, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, who says this is a trial with no winners. No matter which side wins, there will be ripples throughout the groups of people who are already struggling, and Amber's lies are making things even worse. Thank you so much for all of your thoughts, and for everyone who's been leaving comments and sending me the DMs, sending me links and information. I appreciate it so much. And just to all of you who've been watching and sharing these docs, like, your support is just like, honestly, a bitch is speechless, okay? I'm speechless. If you want to be my next Twitter shout out, make sure to follow me on Twitter at SpankyV. It's linked below, and retweet this video right here. Okay, you want to go play? Okay, my little pork chop turned into a hot dog just now. Okay. Be sure to check out HelloFresh by going to HelloFresh.com and use code SWOOP16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 surprise gifts, and treat yourself, honey. As this trial continues over the coming weeks and we break down the actual factual testimony and evidence and uncover more lies, like, from either side, one thing is abundantly clear. Situations of DV, SA, and trauma are incredibly complicated. Like, things are rarely documented well, especially for court, and the court of public opinion can differ wildly from the jury. Now, while I didn't really think that Johnny had a chance of winning his case in the beginning because, you know, defamation is just so difficult to prove, after witnessing so many almost bizarre lies from Amber Heard today, I think there might actually be a chance for him. Like, Amber's team has a lot of ground to try and recover, as once a jury sees someone lie about anything on the stand, it is an uphill battle to regain any trust, and Amber may not recover any trust here. Now, what does this ultimately mean for survivors in general? Like, has this caused irreparable damage to real real-life survivors of DV and SA and people being open to believing them? And I think that's a tough question. Like, in one sense, I think Amber did quite a lot of damage simply because she lied. But on the other hand, this case has opened the doors and the much-needed conversation around people accepting the fact that men can and are victims of abuse at the hands of women. So has this trial damaged survivors around the world? Only if we allow it to. Like, ultimately the general public believing victims is up to the general public and not Amber Heard or Johnny Depp. It is a question we have to ask ourselves. Are we willing to listen to a victim's story? Are we willing to accept that victims come in all forms? If we are, as individuals, then this trial didn't harm us as survivors. It just opened the door for better understanding and more communication. One can only hope, right? Ultimately, I believe this case will come down to the source of the abuse and what is reactive. And at the end of the day, none of us will ever really know the full truth, right? Only the two of them will, and even then it's probably distorted at this point. But perhaps the most ironic thing in the court of public opinion is that while Amber Heard may have set out to be the face, the public figure representing DV like her op-ed reads, her lies have turned Johnny into the one representing DV. You know, I can only hope that at the end of this, they both get the help they need to heal and move forward, and I hope that this encourages other survivors to come forward with their stories. But you know what? Y'all got this. Class dismissed. Swoop!